Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be looking into the question, what qualities does your secret admirer like best about you? There are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is the rose quartz. Group 2 is the lemon calcite. And group 3 is the purple fluorite. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. Chose the rose quartz. So let's see, what qualities does your secret admirer like best about you? Okay, we have Lourdes Grotto, Sanctuary. I create an inner haven of peace. So there's a sense that your secret admirer has either been made personally to feel very comfortable in your presence, or they've observed that you have a very healing and calming aura and energy that encourages others to be very authentic or to kind of find shelter or rest or even acceptance within themselves, whatever's kind of going on in their circumstance and situation. Your secret admirer may see you as a very compassionate person as well, which it feels like draws them to you. That's a very magnetic or admirable quality about you. You may do something for work that involves like outreach or helping people, or that could be something, that you do on the side on like a volunteer basis, or you're just someone who's very willing, able, and enthusiastic and ready to kind of jump in and give assistance to people in their hour of need, even if it's holding space as a listening ear or a shoulder to cry on, that either your secret admirers directly experienced this and has benefited greatly from it, or they've seen or witnessed how this is a quality about you that comes forth very authentically, not in a way that you are seeking, accolades from that or in some way to boost your ego in terms of being a helping person, but it just comes very naturally from you. It feels like the kind of energy that your secret admirer would even sort of describe you as a healer, like the healer archetype, and so that feels to be something that is a very attractive quality about you to this individual. And we also have the Temple of Anuket. Thrive. I see golden opportunities. So this is a sense that your secret admirer has witnessed you turning maybe obstacles into opportunities, or that you're a person that is very goal-oriented or driven. You know yourself. You kind of march to the beat of your own drum. They see you as somebody who is not seeking outside validation for the way you live your life or what you kind of value, what you cherish, what you are working towards. It may be something that's a very unique goal or dream, or you carved out a very unique kind of life for yourself that it feels like makes this individual really admire you. It may inspire them as well to sort of pursue some, hidden dream or aspiration that others might not have necessarily understood, and they could have been hesitant to pour themselves fully into it, but kind of seeing you as a living example, or ways in which, you follow your heart, you again march to the beat of your own drum. This is something that has really inspired this person to do the same, and they find it very attractive about you. It may be in some way that your goals, what you're working toward, the way you're living your life, it aligns very much with kind of how this person is already living their life, goals and dreams they are already working toward, already pursuing, or things that they are wanting to embark upon. So there's a level of attraction with that as well, almost like envisioning that the two of you could collaborate with one another, seeing that like if a romance developed, you would have the potential to be like a power couple, or that these segments of your lives or like who you are as individuals, that it aligns very well. So there's a sense of symmetry with that. I'm also drawn to the fact that on this card that she's very pregnant. So this person may see you as they want to start a family with you. They could see you being like the mother of their child, or you know, if you're a male, like the father of their children. You know, this is somebody that feels that you could do more than just kind of combine forces professionally speaking. There's a sense here of almost, you know, envisioning or having kind of dreams or fantasies of building a life with you, creating a family with you, creating something with you out of raw potential, or, you know, just even kind of long-term romantic potential between the two of you. And we also have star gatherings, stars aligned, remembering home, soul, family. So this person, the secret admirer, may have encountered you through a series of like synchronistic events to where they're feeling that it's somehow destiny or fate that you have crossed paths with one another. If you resonate as a star seed, and maybe this is something that you've spoken about, you're very public about, or even kind of elements of the esoteric or spirituality that you're into, you know, that's part of your lifestyle. People know this about you. Maybe it's something you do professionally. It feels like this is a quality that this secret admirer finds to be very attractive because they resonate with all these same ideas, or many of these same ideas, these beliefs. You might have opened and expanded their mind to the exploration of these things, and they found resonance. Like as a person, as an individual, this may have almost helped them to find a place for themselves in the world, or a way to depict themselves more accurately if they had sort of been struggling to sort of decide and determine, like, who am I? Why is it that maybe my goals, desires, and dreams are different from, say, average or ordinary people? You know, why do I feel sort of different than everybody else? This might be something that you've provided a key, you've provided some kind of explanation for this person that has sent them on some kind of quest of an exploration of a different variety, and they have found answers within themselves, or they've looked to you for wisdom and guidance, and it's brought them a sense of comfort. You've helped this person, it feels like, to accept and love themselves more for who they are, and to stand in that authenticity within themselves. So personally, this is something that you've helped to improve this individual's relationship with themselves. So there's a lot of gratitude that comes along with this, but this is also something that there's a sense this person either feels very understood by you, or if they're still just somebody that's kind of watching you from afar, that they feel that if they got to know you more, or you were, you know, embarked on like a friendship or even a romance, that they would find a level of acceptance with you that's been very hard to experience in other connections, romantic or platonic or even familial. There's a sense here as well with this energy that this person may believe in past lives, or may have started to kind of explore the idea of that. Maybe that's something that you're into. And so again, it's kind of this element of opening their mind to something more. And there's a sense of you feel so familiar. There's something within them almost that recognized you immediately, or feels very drawn to you in the sense of they can't, you know, they can place you from another lifetime, maybe from not being exactly able to remember what the specifics were, although for some people, maybe they've had dreams or visions, or they've done some past life journey work and have discovered some sort of connection between the two of you it's very intriguing. It's very much like, here we have another opportunity with one another to make up for lost time, or to, you know, get things right this time around, start again. There's another chance here, you know, whatever that sort of looks like, whatever that narrative is. There's a sense of them being very compelled to you, and that not being accidental, which is something that it feels like this individual's not fighting that current. They actually feel very, very participatory with that. They feel like somebody who likes that this has sort of come about in their life at this point in time. And we also have Gaia Gateway Activation, Learning Experiences, Wisdom Transmission, and Earth Intelligence. So the secret admirer is very drawn to the way that you view reality, the way that your mind works, the words that you use to describe something. They may see you as a very intelligent person, a well-read person, a very educated person, or you have very unique sort of interests, things that you talk about, things that you focus on. You may be somebody who doesn't really engage in just small talk, but you're into like deep conversations, or you speak of interesting things, or your perspective's very unique. All of that feels to be something that is definitely a plus for this person. It's drawing them to you. They're wanting to talk to you, or they're wanting to talk to you more. They're wanting to dive into some deep topics with you. They see you as somebody who is almost wise beyond their years, or this can also be somebody who, if they don't know very much about you or don't know you very well, there's a sense of intrigue as far as like the wisdom that you carry, either that just innately sort of exudes from you, or that is conveyed through the things you talk about, or advice that you've given, or that they've seen that you've given other people. There's a sense that you may have had a very interesting life journey that kind of brought you to this place of having all of this wisdom. And so there's a draw with that. There's a curiosity with that, wanting to get to know your story, wanting to get to know about you. If this is somebody that, you have been interacting with, maybe, advice that you've given them, feedback that you've given them about things, it's a sense that it's rung true for them deep at a core level. And so again, there's this sense of almost wanting to get to know more about you as an individual in order to discover, like, how did you become this wise? What was it that you went through in order to sort of come out as this, I'm hearing like an exalted being, so maybe putting you on a pedestal in some way. Or there's a sense that they can just tell that you've overcome some things in your life and you've come out on top, rather than being kind of collapsed by your obstacles. You've become stronger because of these things. And so this person is seeing that you have this kind of core strength about you, which feels like it ties into that idea of wanting to collaborate, wanting to start a family, wanting to, maybe enter into a long-term romantic partnership with you. They see you as somebody that would really be by their side through thick and thin, which it feels like is an important quality. It might have been lacking in other romantic connections for this person, or it's something that they value very highly. They see you as an equal in many ways, and then they also see you as somebody who could teach them a lot as well, which it feels like might be sort of unusual for this person. They might not encounter very many people that, they feel that there's a lot that they could learn from, or that have such different perspectives that it's kind of outside of the box of maybe what this person, already sort of knows about certain things. They could be a very curious person, kind of a student of life in general, and yet whatever it is that you bring forth into the equation, it's different. You're different from anyone they've ever met, and so there's a unique quality about you that really draws this person to you. We also have the uncharted sea. Yeah, so that ties in the idea of you're very different from anyone that they have ever met. There's a sense that this person feels that to embark on a love story with you would be like the greatest adventure of their life, regardless of the results, whether that was something long-term, short-term between you. There's a sense that they want to open up emotionally to you, or they like the way that you lead with your heart, or you're very expressive about your emotions, or very in touch with your feminine side. They may see you as exuding this kind of maternal feminine energy, or that you're very perceptive as well. You follow that intuition. You sort of, move in accordance with that, as opposed to maybe trends or, pressure sort of from outside people, conforming to what other people are doing. You have embarked on a very unique path, or something which there's a sense that you feel very almost comfortable with yourself, or very in alignment with the life that you're living. Even if you feel like you're not living your best life at this point, your secret admirer sees that you are. They really feel that you are. You've carved out something that is very unique, that is it aligns very much with the core of who you are, regardless of if they don't know you very well. It translates energetically as you're just somebody who you seem to be like, you have a good head on your shoulders, you're in the right place at at the right time in your life at this point, and this is someone that it almost feels like would trust you to sort of lead them forth in life. They'd follow you wherever you'd go. They'd follow you around the world if it took that, you know, in order to kind of learn and discover and grow. So this is somebody who it feels like is eager and anticipating the idea of kind of coming in closer or entering into romance as kind of like the best adventure of their life. And we also have the rose's kiss. So this is a sense that this person finds you very physically attractive. There's a sensual energy about this. They might really like your scent as well if they've been up close and personal in like a physical sense. They see you as somebody who's a very complex individual. They are very attracted to the fact that you're discerning with who you sort of share your time and energy with. They respect the fact that you have healthy boundaries, and this is something that it feels like is kind of stimulating the energy of the chase for this person. This person sees you as it's not easy to kind of access your inner circle. It's not easy to kind of get alone time with you. And so it's something that they feel almost lucky for any time that you have shared with them, or they're kind of wanting to sort of put the effort forth in order to try to move in closer and get some more of that kind of intimate or direct kind of one-on-one time with you to get to know one another better. They see you as somebody who's almost, they are very lucky to have come upon you, or to, you know, have encountered you, or, you know, just kind of that you cross paths with one another. There's a sense that you're very kind of pleasing to be around. You're very pleasing to look at. You're very pleasing to interact with. You add a lot of sweetness to the measure of this person's reality. Even if they're just an observer at this point in your life, there's a sense that they almost feel better. They feel very uplifted by the nature of your energy, or whatever it is that they're able to kind of see and observe from you. It fills them with a really good feeling inside. They like how they feel when it comes to the idea of you. They also see you as someone that brings out the best in other people, or you're somebody who really helps to kind of raise the vibration of any environment that you are in, which it feels to be as a very admirable quality to this person, and something which is drawing them into kind of this place of not just being a secret admirer, but for a lot of you, this is somebody who may put themselves out there as like a potential romantic partner. So let's get some message cards from their higher self and see what they'd tell you right now if they could. Okay, and we have, can I spend my life with you? So that's kind of that confirmation of someone who's envisioning maybe starting a family with you. They could see you being the mother of their children, or they want to be the father of your children, or could see you being the father of their children. Just kind of take whatever resonates for you in your situation. But this is somebody who definitely wants to move in closer, wants to get to know you, create or maintain some kind of a relationship with you, because regardless of sort of where that ends up, there's a sense that to be a part of someone like you, to be a part of your life, is a gift. It's a blessing. It's a treasure. And it's something that they're not taking for granted. It feels like this opportunity that they've encountered you, they're aware of you, you interact, maybe you interact with one another to a certain degree up to this point in time. And there's a sense of not wanting to take that for granted, but wanting to kind of cherish that and do something to sort of solidify that or deepen that connection in some way. They also say, I'll show you my soul if you promise to be gentle. So this person feels that you're very easy to talk to, you're very easy to open up to, or that their heart would be safe with you almost. That this is somebody who feels very compelled to, or has the idea that it would be safe to kind of show parts of themselves, emotionally speaking, or parts of their character or their personality that weren't necessarily always easily received within other connections, or, you know, even just a sense of like a uniqueness about you that might really align with kind of a uniqueness within this individual of like, okay, if anyone's going to understand this part of me or accept this part of me, it would be this person. So that really kind of draws them to you. They also say, let's start over. So it may be that this was someone from your past. Maybe it was someone you dated. It could have been a previous relationship, or even someone that was like a friend or an acquaintance that, didn't make a move before. They could have circled back around, or may have been watching the whole time. And there's a sense of almost like getting ready to make their move, wanting to try again. Maybe it was like right person, wrong time in the past. And circumstances might have changed on your end or on their end. And so there's a sense of like, maybe the time is right now. Maybe we needed distance or separation from one another to grow and evolve into our individual selves. And now the stars have aligned, or we've been brought back into one another's world, or they've come across you in some sort of way. And so it's drawing them in. They also say, I'm still healing. There's so much that I'm going through and that I have gone through. So you may have been an inspiration to this person along their own personal healing journey, or they find your energy very healing. There's a sense that if this is someone from your past, they're not the same person that you remember. Kind of that energy that came up with wisdom and things that you've been through, kind of turning pain into personal power, or obstacles into opportunity. This person may have been through similar things, or, has been through some challenges as well, and has been tasked to kind of overcome those. So there may be a point of almost like, if it was right person, wrong time in the past, you've each grown and evolved so substantially that they feel more certain that things would work this time around. And they also say, I really do miss you. So more of that energy, it's likely someone from your past, someone that you've known before, maybe someone you even just encountered in passing that didn't make a move, or, life took you in different directions. And so there's a sense of they don't want to miss an opportunity with you a second time around. Or if it's like a new person who's just encountered you, and sort of these past energies can talk about, that past life connection that was kind of coming through as well. There's a sense of almost, they don't just want to sit on the sidelines and always wonder what would have happened. There's a sense that when they're with you, they feel very, very much alive. They feel very, very more like themselves than they ordinarily do, or than they do with other people. And so it's a sense of when they don't spend time with you, when they don't see you, when they're not close to you, it becomes very obvious, kind of a change in this person's personality. They may withdraw more into themselves. They're not as open with other people. And so there's this compulsion in your direction, almost like I don't want time to pass and we're not having these interactions with one another. I want to do what it takes in order to kind of create more regularity in our interactions, or, kind of come out of the shadows, come out of like an observer stance, and move into a place where you're beginning those direct interactions with one another. They also say, I'm plotting my next move towards you. Get ready. Yeah, so this is somebody who is not just going to sit in the secret admirer energy for long or forever. This is somebody who's making plans to introduce themselves, or to, if it's someone you already know, maybe to ask you out so you kind of take things to that next level. This is somebody who sees you as kind of wish fulfillment in a lot of ways, or you're intriguing enough that they are wanting to get to know you and see if all this chemistry, if all this potential, if all this kind of draw and desire that they have towards you, is that something that could develop into something more solid, be that a friendship, or even kind of a romantic connection. So let's get some initials. This can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got R, M, S, H, B, L, Z, O, T, N, Y, V, and J. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. Like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. Chose the lemon calcite. So let's see, what qualities does your secret admirer like best about you? Okay, we have Goddess Kopakati, Rebirth, I am reborn. So this could be somebody from your past that has resurfaced, has looked you up, and they are amazed at some kind of transformation that you've gone through. You are not the same person that they remember, and it feels like if they had overlooked you in the past, or maybe there were other circumstances that sort of limited the two of you coming together into a romantic connection with one another, or maybe it was somebody that you were dating previously and you went your separate ways. There's almost a sense that this person is seeing as you've had something more than a glow up. You've had almost like a rebirth. You are an entirely new person, maybe substantially, you look different, your vibe is different, the way you live your life is different, your energy is different. In a very positive way, you have definitely accelerated beyond the person that you were before. And so if there were romantic inclinations previously, it feels that those have increased exponentially within this person. It feels like this is something where they are almost shocked by what they have witnessed in terms of the transformation within you. You've opened their eyes to qualities about you that they had overlooked, or you've cultivated aspects of your character, or changed your life in such a profound way that it's so different from who you were and how you were living your life previously that it would be more than just reconnecting with someone or like a reunion or a reconciliation energy. This is almost the essence of they would need to meet you all over again because you are unrecognizable in a lot of ways in a very positive manner. And we also have Goddess of the Sea, Storm. Through the storm, my inner sea is calm. So this is somebody who feels that you work really well under pressure, or you respond to pressure with grace, tact, and dignity, which they find to be a very reassuring quality within you. You've mastered some kind of inner turmoil or some kind of inner chaos, and this is something that this person finds admirable about you, for you as an individual, and also just as a quality that they find highly admirable in people in general. So it's a draw towards you as like a safe space, or in some way you provide this person with reassurances that it's safe to open up their heart, or an interest in starting over in love if this was like a former romantic connection, because there's a sense of you've mastered some kind of inner tranquility, some kind of inner peace or calm that maybe was lacking in you before, or this person didn't have the ability to perceive that or value that in you before. They themselves might have been kind of chaotic. They were sort of looking for other things, maybe looking for more shallow connections, and now they are in a place where they're able to appreciate your depth. They're able to appreciate kind of the multiple layers of who you are as an individual. And so this can also reflect, if it's someone from the past, that they too have gone through some sort of an evolution or glow up to where what it is that they're looking for, what it is that they are desiring, what it is that they are valuing, it carries more substance than the previous version of them, and kind of what they were holding dear, or what they were, pursuing or kind of moving towards. This is also the sense that they recognize in some way that you put people at ease. People are very comfortable around you. They may have almost seen that you have a lot of people that sort of gravitate towards you for either answers or guidance or solace in their hour of need. You may be an empath, so you could both draw in a lot of people that are kind of in need of help and in need of healing, but you may also draw and attract a lot of takers. And it feels that this person has seen, in terms of like takers that may be drawn towards you, even people in the past, you may have been surrounded by a lot of takers. You in some way have learned kind of healthy boundaries. You're very compassionate with setting forth boundaries. You're a very kind person, which it feels like is something that this secret admirer really admires as well. It feels to be something that your patience may have been tested, or you may, deal with people that bring forth a lot of ambient chaos currently or in the past. And it feels that even if you're sort of removing those people from your life, or you're creating those, boundaries and sort of advocating for yourself, standing up for yourself, or, just not participating energetically or actually with other individuals, you do so in a way that, leaves everybody's dignity intact. You yourself move so that your dignity is intact, that you're not somebody who kind of goes out of their way to inflict hurt and suffering on other people, but you'll just sort of quietly remove yourself from an equation. They might have thought before you were almost like a people pleaser, but they see you as somebody who instead is a person who is, it's just your nature to instill peace, that this just comes very naturally from you. You're somebody, it feels that they see as well, that is able to kind of understand woundedness within people, and that you have a lot of empathy for individuals. You understand where people are coming from, and so this is something to where you're very kind of direct in your boundaries, or you're really good as far as your ability to kind of love yourself enough to only surround yourself when possible with people that are kind of feeding into the nature of your existence, rather than purely just taking, but you do so in a way that is very harmonious. You do so in a way that doesn't like deliberately hurt other people's feelings, or that isn't kind of, rude or petty. And so this is something that this secret admirer really values and respects about you. They find it to be a very attractive quality about you. We also have the land between. So this again speaks to kind of this idea of you were one person when they last knew you or last interacted with you. You've crossed some sort of threshold into like embodying your best version of self. You're an embodiment of your higher self. You in some way have made some kind of a dream into reality. So maybe this is like necessary changes that you needed to make, or things you had talked about at one point in time that were goals and that were dreams, and you've brought them into material reality. You've manifested your dreams into the here and now. And it feels like this is something that this secret admirer really admires. They admire your tenacity. They admire your dedication to, your healing path, your spiritual path, your life path, your goals, aspirations, desires in a mundane sense, any combination of those things, all of those things. They admire your commitment to, your health and wellness, just everything about you. You see things through to completion. You don't take shortcuts. You don't cut corners. They see you as somebody who's very, very dedicated, very diligent, and very thorough in how you are kind of accomplishing certain things, or, setting your mind to certain things and not allowing yourself to be deterred from that, which is something that they see as kind of a reflection of your strength of character, something they may have overlooked in the past, or something that it's taken time for you to cultivate or to perfect within yourself. And so it feels like this secret admirer also brings forth not just the sense that they're very attracted to you or very drawn to you, but they also bring forth a congratulatory energy. They're very proud of you for the way in which, or multiple ways in which, you've changed for the better. You have literally evolved from the person that they knew or remembered before, were interacting with before. And so it feels to be something that you're the kind of person that it inspires them to kind of almost want to continue along some path or trajectory that they have been already embarked upon, toward bettering themselves, or you inspire this person to change because they're looking at you as sort of an example. Like, if this person could do it, I can do it. If this person could, kind of shift their narrative arc into such a positive direction, I can do that as well for whatever I need to work on within myself, or whatever I've been aspiring towards. There's a sense of motivation that this person gets just by contemplating you, just by observing you from afar, just by taking in kind of this reinvented version of who you are. It helps to give them stamina, it feels like, in some way, to pursue longer term goals, or, a more of an arduous uphill climb towards some sort of positive change for themselves. There's again the sense of like, if you could do it, if you could accomplish this much, or you could become this version of you, it's giving them motivation to not give up on their own sort of personal pursuit, to accept themselves, love themselves, change certain things about themselves, call in or cultivate a degree of prosperity or abundance for themselves, different kind of changes in their life. It's a very motivating force that they're kind of getting from you. We also have a power move. So this again speaks to, this transformation within your life. They see you as somebody who stands in your personal power now. You may have been someone who gave away a lot of your power. You didn't recognize your power and your worth in the past, and they see that that is a version of you that you have shed. You know your worth, you know your value, you love yourself, you embody your authenticity fully or in a very deep way that may be different from who you were before or even beyond that. It's very exceptional for people in general. They see you as somebody who outshines a lot of people in the sense that you walk your talk. You are very true to your word, or you're true to who you sort of claim or present yourself to be. You're a what you see is what you get type of individual, and this is something that this person really admires about you. You may have been someone that kind of kept the best of yourself hidden away, or maybe you didn't really know who you were. You were struggling to find your place in the world, or kind of what the future was going to look like for you in the past, but in some way you've aligned with that. You've created some sort of strategy forth beyond whoever you were before, or whatever was going on in your life before, and it's been very successful. It has yielded very positive results, to where, regardless of how you view kind of the state of your life at this point, this secret admirer thinks that you've really changed for the better. The world is your oyster at this particular point in time. You could kind of create or manifest anything you want because you've already generated so much change for yourself. So again, it's the energy of like congratulations coming through with this. This person is in awe of you. They are seeing you as somebody very radiant. Your energy is very healthy. It's very bright. This is something that draws them in. It feels like that they know that a lot of people are drawn to that energy, but this person very specifically is just, it feels like they want to come in closer for a better look, because it's almost amazing sort of what you've managed to accomplish or who you've managed to become compared to who you were before, or even sort of as reflective of the lens by which maybe they were kind of evaluating you before. They couldn't see that true value and worth because you hadn't found it within yourself. And now you may be both at a point in your lives where they're looking for different qualities in terms of what equates that value and worth, and you've been on a journey as well to, kind of capitalize on your strengths and make accommodations for, your deficits as well, which has been a very successful process in balancing light and shadow within yourself. And we also have Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. So they're very, again, like this person's very proud of you for being in alignment with some kind of life purpose, some sort of goal that you had set out to accomplish, or you talked about, someday I'm going to do this, someday I want to accomplish that. They see you're well on your way to accomplishing that, or you've already reached certain milestones, or maybe you're living that dream life at this point, and it's something where, this person is very kind of inspired by that. They're very intrigued by it. It may in some way even align with kind of as your paths have deviated from one another, because it really feels strongly like this is somebody that you knew from the past, you dated from the past, possibly a relationship from the past, for their own sort of personal quest, whatever's been going on in their life, whatever they've discovered or learned about themselves, or like their true purpose, what they're kind of here to do in this lifetime. They're seeing that it aligns in some way with aspects and factors of sort of what's going on in your life at this point, or this person is very drawn to you in the sense of like, we could combine forces and cover so much more ground together, or there are ties and similarities between sort of the life that you've built, the life that I've built. And so it's no kind of coincidence or accident that I've been compelled to seek you out at this point. You've popped up in my path in some sort of way, and so you're back in front of me. You got my attention once more. We also have angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe, potent connection. So this person may recognize you as like a soulmate. This could even be like a twin flame situation. You could be dealing with a runner who has kind of evolved within themselves, and now they are making their way back towards you, back towards some energy of reconnection. Something maybe even in terms of how you've carried the energy, anything, if you resonate with the idea of like a twin flame connection, anything that you've done or that has kind of affected sort of the way in which you're living your life kind of after interacting with this person, maybe after going your separate ways. It has very much had like a positive or an inspirational effect upon them, to where they're now, it feels like, ready to sort of admit to the connection, or ready to own their feelings, ready to open up their heart, ready to link their life with you in some way, in a way that they weren't capable of before, they weren't willing to do before. You know, they needed to evolve in some sort of way, you needed to evolve in some sort of way, so that the recipe would be right at this particular point in time. This person also really sees that, again, like your energy itself is so vibrant, it's so much different from the energy that you were holding within yourself previously. It's healthier, you're glowing even brighter, and so it feels like this draws them in like a moth to a flame. You know, they may also be recognizing that you've worked on your connection with spirit, or you've sort of established that some kind of temple inside yourself, inside your heart, inside your spirit, that is a regular kind of access point to connecting with the higher realms. Maybe you're on the spiritual path, or that's become a central part of your life where it wasn't before. And so if it is, that is a quality that this person finds very attractive, because it may align with certain beliefs that they have, things that are important to them, where their journeys in life have kind of led them at this point in time. They feel very divinely guided to an intersection with you, and there's a sense of almost looking at maybe you as like a godsend in their life, or that they've, you know, had, again, this compulsion to like reach out to you, or sort of seek you out at this point for a very specific reason. There might be a lot of signs and synchronicities that point in your direction, or the idea that maybe you, you know, you adhere to signs and synchronicities. You listen to that, you look into that, you have that kind of relationship with your spirit guides, to where, you know, you're participating in sort of those subtle realms as opposed to just the mundane realms of reality. All of that is something that this person finds very attractive, because it resonates with them as well. It's part of how they navigate the nature of reality, is both in the material sense and in the subtle realms. So there's definitely something that's like a higher level energy that this person senses or sees about you, exuding from you, that in some way aligns with kind of a frequency that they are tapped into within themselves. And so they find that very attractive, very appealing, that there could not even just be the essence of, you know, a possible second chance in love, or a first chance in love if this is somebody that didn't confess feelings before, but this is almost the sense that you're both in a place in your life where there is now the actual possibility for a spiritually based romantic connection, which is something they might not have valued in the past, or it might not have been possible between the two of you in the past because of circumstances. But this is somebody who, you know, again, sees that you've had some sort of major glow up. You are glowing very brightly, and you're very much in alignment with yourself, with your true self, and kind of, you know, all layers of that. And so it coincides very deeply with what they have come to value within themselves, what they have been endeavoring to cultivate within themselves in their own life as well. So let's get some message cards and see what this person would tell you from their higher self if they could. Okay, and we have, you are my sun, you are my moon. So this is the energy of someone who sees you as the yin to their yang, or the yang to their yin. They see the two of you as very complementary. If there was potential or chemistry between the two of you in the past, there's a sense that this person now sees that the odds have increased in the favor of coming together, reconciling, reconnecting, or even embarking on a romantic journey for the first time. If this was not a romantic connection in the past, the odds are increased in the favor of success. This is a person who sees that you have created balance within your light and shadow polarities, and that it coincides very precisely with ways in which they have come to know and create kind of the balance of their own light and shadow polarities. And we also have this connection scares me sometimes because it's so intense. So this can be that confirmation of like a runner situation, you know, somebody that maybe didn't confess their feelings before because they weren't sure they were ready for the nature of what would unfold romantically between the two of you. They've done some healing, they've done some growth, you've healed, you've grown, and now this is somebody, it feels like they sense that the recipe's right between the two of you. It might not have worked before, but this could be the time where the connection actually stands a chance for success. It feels like somebody that is also kind of hesitant to dive in fully because they don't want to get overwhelmed and sort of run from you. They don't want to reach out with an offer of reconciliation and, you know, kind of move in the opposite direction again. Anything that might have triggered them in the past, they're very mindful of that. And it feels like it's somebody who's trying to sort of talk themselves off a ledge of kind of like, do I just stand here and observe, or, you know, frightened that they'll run the other way as soon as, you know, things start to get more intense, start to get more intimate between the two of you. They're wanting to avoid that at all costs because they're almost seeing that this is sort of the time where there's a chance for things to happen in a very positive way. And so if they don't move with kind of a degree of mindfulness, then the nature, that intensity, it's still there, even if it's been a long time since you've seen one another or whatever's happened to kind of put you, you know, apart from one another. There's a sense of that spark is still there, that draw is still there, those feelings are still there. They may have even intensified. And so it's somebody who's very respectful of that, very mindful of that, so that they're not kind of bringing forth hurt, pain, and confusion, but wanting to bring forth clarity, reassurance, and an energy of cohesion between the two of you. They also say, you are everything that I could ever want or need. So they see you as the full package. You are exactly what they have kind of aligned with within themselves. You're the mirror reflection of that love they have cultivated for themselves within themselves. This may be somebody who has been kind of on a solo journey for a while. They've been single. They've been working on themselves. They're ready to give love a chance, or ready to give this connection another chance. And so they're seeing that not only kind of physically is there drawn attraction, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, there's also a component of, you know, you're very tapped into all these sort of areas. All these areas of your life are presenting as very healthy, whether they know the details of what that looks like, or they're just sort of reading your energy as you are completely transformed in a very positive way. And so it's somebody who is wanting to kind of explore how those quadrants of themselves that they've been working to bring into balance or heal, or, you know, kind of tap into for the first time. There's a sense of almost like, how could this align? How beautifully this, you know, could align with one another, in order to sort of create a seemingly perfect connection, or something that was better than it could have been, or better than it was before. And we also have, I don't want to be rejected, so I stay silent. I feel safer not knowing the outcome. So this can be a confirmation, again, of someone from your past who, you know, maybe things didn't end so well, or it's been a long time, or it was someone who never confessed feelings. And so there's an uncertainty. There was chemistry, there was potential, but nobody ever said anything. So, you know, has the moment passed? Is it still there? Is it too little too late? So it feels like somebody who's kind of pacing around on the peripheral of your life in that secret admirer energy, but wanting to pounce forth with some kind of an offer, some kind of token of affection, or something that kind of generates the conversation between the two of you once more. We also have, you've been in my dreams. So you may connect with this person, dream of this person often. There's been a lot of activity in the astral realm between the two of you. That can also be reflective of somebody who is deep in their thoughts at this point, kind of planning what they want to say. And that energy is translating to you kind of before they materialize and speak their truth. It's happening, energetically speaking. This also is that energy that you're a dream come true, the idea of entering into a romantic connection with you, or you taking them back into your life. That would be sort of the dream situation, or the wanting to kind of make those dreams a reality for the two of you. And we also have, I am unlearning old ways and it's hard at times. So this person might have had a fear of commitment in the past, and they're trying to sort of negate that in order to be open and vulnerable with you, to trust that your paths have crossed again at this time for a reason, or that whatever had been like an obstacle in the past, or, you know, maybe they were afraid to sort of take a chance on the situation, that you've both grown, healed, and evolved so much that if it was, you know, right person, wrong time in the past, there's a sense of them trying to talk themselves into the energy of this might be the time. It might not have worked out before because we were meant to have our love story starting now. So let me get some initials. It can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got U, N, A, I, F, G, V, Y, L, C, R, U, D, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. It shows the purple fluorite. So let's see, what qualities does your secret admirer like best about you? Okay, we have Water Temple, Devotion. I bow to the sacred water of life. So this is somebody who sees you as a very intuitive person. They value and appreciate and admire the way in which you use your intuition, you trust your intuition. You know, maybe this is something that you are a very spiritual person, you have a spiritually based business, you have like a spiritually based practice that you're very public about, maybe you post about on social media, and this in some way kind of resonates with this individual, the themes or topics that you talk about, ways in which you seem to follow your intuition or guidance towards opportunities. Something as far as like knowing when to rest and when to be productive is also something that this person finds to be very attractive. There's a quality and air of mystery about this as well. You leave something to be desired, something to be unknown. You're not somebody that puts yourself out there completely, but you may be very reserved, very kind of candid at times, and then also know when to sort of hold things back. Or there could be almost an essence of sort of you're unpredictable in a good sort of way. Just when this person thinks that they have you figured out, they have kind of your routine figured out, or they know your perspectives on things, or sort of they can anticipate your next move. It almost feels to be something that an intuitive nudge within you encourages you to move in a totally different direction, or you know, change the way you are putting your energy out, which it feels has been noted by the secret admirer. And it's almost kind of creating a very thrilling energy for them. You keep this person guessing. You really challenge this person as well to sort of tap into their own intuitive knowing. Maybe there are things about you that are very cryptic, and so it's a sense of almost like, what's the deeper meaning of that? What's the implication about that? Something that they see about you is very subtle. You're very skilled and very subtle in terms of the ways in which you put yourself out there in the world, in the ways in which you kind of share your emotions or use your energy, not in a way that's manipulative, but again, it's almost responding to some sort of inner current within, that you're very consistent in who you are as a person because of the fact that there's almost like a consistency within the energy of change of who you are. You're very multifaceted, and this is something that draws this person in closer and intrigues them. And we also have Sacred Spring, Vitality. I dance towards the light. So there's a sense here that this person finds your physique very attractive, or the way you move, the way you carry yourself. So maybe this is somebody that's seen you out and about in public, and there's just an aura about you that kind of commands respect from other people, or you're very comfortable in your body, you're very comfortable in your own skin. You may have a very unique way of dressing or putting yourself out there, putting yourself together. You may have a unique way of speaking, or just something about you that presents as kind of unexpected, something that's very kind of unique. It stands out from other people. You stand out from the crowd in a way that is very endearing, and it's very attractive to this person. It feels that you also help to encourage this person to sort of step into maybe more of their quirkiness, more of their authenticity. You encourage this person to sort of ease into the reality of who they are, instead of having to put on masks or posture in some sort of way to present themselves as one particular version of who they are. There's a sense of almost a fluidity or a flow with which you, kind of respond to your environment, or, you kind of make a very unique impression. You make an imprint energetically upon environments rather than simply absorbing the frequencies around you. And this is something that this person finds very attractive, because it feels like they maybe strive to do that themselves, and are inspired by kind of the ways in which you carry that forth, or it's something which encourages them to come out of a place of conformity, or in some sort of way trying to kind of hide themselves or cloak themselves, or even kind of water themselves down in order to be more palpable by environments and people that they're dealing with. There's a sense that you're very undistilled in the way in which you present yourself. You know yourself, you speak your mind, you may be a very direct person, and so this is something that they admire as well. We also have Birds of a Feather. So you may have a very unique connection with nature, or, you come off as a very authentic and very natural person, kind of a natural beauty, or it's something that you do professionally, or even as like a hobby or a special interest that this person has, connected with you through, or knows about you. And so that is something that it feels like they really admire, whatever it is you do in that sense, or whatever seems to come naturally to you. If that's a skill, if that's an ability, or just qualities about you and how you radiate, how you present that. This person really likes the fact that it's not, forced. Nothing about you is forced. It just sort of flows effortlessly from you. You're kind of a what you see is what you get sort of individual. Something where there's one version of you, and that is applied in a variety of situations, versus somebody who wears many masks for different circumstances. And so this is something that it feels like this person respects about you. You're very different from people that are kind of radiating around the energy of illusion. There's a sense of you're confident in who you are, you know yourself, you embrace yourself fully, you love yourself. There's a level of that you're comfortable with your own energy. You might even be sort of introverted, kind of an introspective person. You don't just sort of fill the air with pointless chatter. You're not trying to get notoriety or accolades from other people by posturing or showing off. There's almost a sense of, when to speak, when to put yourself out there, and when to kind of hold back and simply observe. And so watching you kind of move through this process is something that this person finds deeply attractive. They're very much drawn to that. They may be again, kind of striving for that in their own life, or they value this quality or consider themselves to have this similar quality within. And so they're seeing you as almost kind of like a kindred spirit energy. We also have a burst of magic. So there's a gentleness about you, a way in which you just sort of ease yourself into situations, and yet your authenticity or your energy itself is sort of the dominant energy within situations. There's a strength within your softness and within kind of that authenticity within. You don't need to be kind of loud to proclaim yourself or to make your point. You just stand in the truth of who you are, and your energy almost speaks for itself, or it announces yourself before you come in the room, which is something that it feels like really attracts this person as well. You may be also somebody who sort of pushes the limits, maybe as far as like fashion is concerned. Personal style, the way in which you present yourself or live your life, it may be something that's kind of unorthodox, outside of the box. They find that to be very attractive. You're not the kind of person that 20 people are going to be wearing the same outfit that you are. You're very unique, again, in terms of like the way you present yourself, your sense of style. That's something that really draws this individual, because it speaks to a level of someone who is comfortable with themselves, who does not have that need to sort of conform to trends, or, just kind of maybe expresses even artistically. That could be a form of art for you, is sort of how you present, your fashion sense, the accessories that you wear, the way you do your makeup. All of that is some kind of an expression of art for you. You may be a creative individual, and so the creative art that you put out, whether that's music or even dance, could be your form of art. Visual arts in some sort of way. This person admires that, they respect that, they're very drawn to that, they find that to be a very attractive quality about you. They may be a creative individual themselves, and so again, like birds of a feather sort of energy here, where they're drawn to you as like a like-minded sort of energy. We also have Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. So there's a sense that this person likes that you are very bold in your opinions. You're not somebody who's going to be swayed to kind of people please or placate other people. You may be very outspoken when the moment calls for it, or even just the way in which you kind of know and embody this authentic version of yourself. You make a statement even very quietly. There's a sense that this person kind of feels or understands that you've gone on some kind of quest to find yourself, and that it may not have always been the case where you were so comfortable with who you are, but that it's been a journey to come to this place or come to this relationship with yourself, which it feels like they respect a lot, they admire a lot. It may have been something that was a similar kind of quest or journey for them, to learn to love themselves, to learn to accept themselves, to learn to be comfortable in their own skin. And so they're seeing kind of like attracts like is sort of the energy here. You may be very spiritually centered, very spiritually minded. You may be adhere to a particular spiritual path or a set of belief systems or practices that in some way align with this person's beliefs, this person's practices, what they have found to be kind of personal truth that has helped them transcend the limits of themselves, or the limits of their conditioning, the limits of how they were presenting themselves to the world previously. And so they feel very aligned with you in that sense. We also have Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. So they see you as a very innovative person, somebody who's a trend setter, somebody who is very comfortable marching to the beat of their own drum, or they see you also as somebody who inspires others. They may have recognized that certain things you do or put out, other people kind of follow suit. Other people are maybe even inspired to kind of seek within themselves and bring forth a level of individuality. You encourage others to just sort of embody authenticity, which it feels like is very refreshing for this person. It feels like they're very attracted to that, because they may be surrounded with like a lot of fake people, a lot of, people that just kind of put on airs, or, need to kind of get feedback and validation from others, people whose self-esteem is kind of measured by popularity, or, how they look, how they're presenting themselves, and you bring forth something that's a very different sort of quality. You're somebody who, you get that sense of validation from inside yourself. You answer to yourself first and foremost, as opposed to kind of crowd pleasing. And so this is something that it feels like this person finds to be very attractive. They're very drawn to you in the sense of kind of, the individuality of who you are. How could that translate into the type of lover that you would be, the type of love story that the two of you could have with one another? If you are so unique in this way, what other kind of qualities and characteristics could come forth as far as, a very unique experience of romance that could possibly happen between you and this secret admirer if they were to come forth. So let's get some message cards and see what this person would tell you from their higher self if they could. Okay, and we have, I am still healing. There's so much that I am going through and that I have gone through. So this person may at this point in time be almost a little intimidated by how much you apparently love yourself and how comfortable you are in your authenticity, the, kind of the impression or the energy that you sort of put out just by being yourself. It might have almost made this person self-conscious, or they're kind of intimidated in some sort of way. They may also be working through maybe recovering from a breakup, or other kind of things that have gone on in their life to where you got this person's attention. They're very drawn towards you. They've got their eyes on you, but it may be kind of some work now at this particular point in time in order to kind of build that confidence within to approach you, to approach you in a way that is meaningful, to approach you in a way that, if you were to kind of accept their offer to go out on a date or to start talking, that they would be prepared for almost, again, kind of a very unique experience of love that they are sensing could happen, to someone that you would be so gracious as to open your heart to. And they also say, I'm ready to take you out on a romantic date. So again, they may be kind of working up the courage, working up the nerve to ask you out, tying up some loose ends in their life, or, just building up that confidence and self-esteem to approach you in a way that is unique, or to get to spend some quality one-on-one time with you, getting to know you as an individual. They also say, you are my answered prayer. So they may have been looking for somebody like you for quite some time. This is tying back into that birds of a feather energy where they are feeling very aligned with you in a way, something about the way you present yourself or what they know about you that may be very unique, maybe very unorthodox, maybe very quirky. It aligns in some way. Maybe it's a spiritual path, a belief system, the way you live your life, or just, how you present yourself as, you answer to yourself first and foremost rather than the opinions of other people. And so that feels to be something that is very refreshing compared to people that this individual has dated before, or people that they are kind of ordinarily surrounded by in their environment. They also say, you deserve the world, honey. So it feels like this person wants to leave no stone unturned. They want to pull out all stops as far as presenting themselves to you. They may be gearing up to, sort of dive head first into a connection with you and be very open-minded as far as what could come, what could result. They're seeing you as somebody as well who has such strong personal boundaries that you're not willing to tolerate nonsense. So if they bring forth anything that is like the energy of uncertainty, hot, cold energy, they are feeling that you're an individual who would very quickly cut them out. You don't have time for nonsense in your life. You know yourself too well to, kind of be manipulated into somebody else's uncertainty at this point in your journey. And so that's something that really speaks very quietly, but strongly through your energy. And so it feels to be something to where they're trying to prepare themselves for maybe even the experience of dating or interacting with somebody who is so strong in their self-assuredness in the way that you are. And they they also say, I don't want to be rejected, so I stay silent. I feel safer not knowing the outcome. Yeah, so this is more that energy of someone who's very intimidated by you, but very drawn and compelled to you, not content to just sort of sit on the sidelines as a secret admirer, but it feels like they're almost kind of talking themselves up to that point of like, I'm going to put myself out there, I'm going to ask them out, I'm going to introduce myself, because you are so intriguing to this person that, you know, even if they've come out of a breakup or there's other things in their life they're trying to recover or sort of move beyond, it's almost like you're this light at the end of the tunnel. You're this kind of glimmer of hope that, you know, there's still a chance for them in love, or all of their sufferings haven't been for nothing, that there's, you know, an opportunity to kind of experience something else in love, or something more deeply fulfilling or in alignment with who they truly are. And they also say, I've waited lifetimes to find you. So again, this energy that you are, this person's like wish fulfillment, you are presenting as a very delicious energy, everything that they have been looking for. They're very intrigued to get to know you more directly, and to uncover some of those deeper layers as far as what exists beyond the surface of this energy of a very powerful level of confidence that you exude. So I'm going to get some initials. This can be a first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got Q, T, S, A, Y, U, R, G, V, B, and W. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.